Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us at Paperless Overnight for the High Growth Accounting Firm. Now, this is section 0 of 52, and that may sound awful daunting. 52 classes to figure out how to do outsourcing and figure out how to use paperless. Well, each one will only be about 15 to 20 minutes long. We'll deliver these over the course of the year with the idea that we're going to help the staff understand exactly what the firm is attempting to do. That's exactly what our goals are now. Over the course of the year, you'll talk to Casey, that's me, Casey Truby. I invented the system along with my wife, Linnea, and you can see our picture on the screen right now. Kim Fedor will be joining us from time to time. As many of you know Kim, you'll remember that she and I partnered off on a business to help law firms generate sales leads, but she is doing some work for us still. Maggie Truby is the person that talks to you on the phone to set appointments so that we can have meetings, and Valerie helps us with training and support. And on the right side of the screen is a flow chart. Now, the flow chart doesn't mean anything to you at this moment. The reason I wanted to show it to you is that to let you know that we don't do anything here that we don't flow chart out first. And of course, the flow chart didn't include what to do if the system locks up in the first few minutes, but the process of delivering high quality service to clients starts with what are we going to do, what's our objective, and how are we going to accomplish it. So we always start with the end in mind, and so let's do that right now. The first 3 main objectives of this training series is to, number 1, remove tedious work from your inbox. And I'm talking not only to the accounting firm owners, but to the staff. So if you're working in an accounting office, we're going to figure out how to move you out of doing boring, repetitious work into doing things that are more interesting and of higher value. The second thing we want to do is improve our clients' lives by helping them prosper in business, in a business without chaos. All prosperity in our lives comes from the people that we serve. And if we're of higher value to those people, if we are solving their problems, then they will pay us more money, and that money gets spread around. If people won't pay us, then there is no money to spread around. So the third thing we're going to do is learn how to deliver high levels of service to our clients, and that includes high-speed write-up and outsourced bookkeeping. So we've got 3 big objectives: figure out how to use paperless so we remove tedious tasks, how do we improve our clients' lives by giving them usable, actionable information, and how do we go into the outsourcing business either at write-up level where we're charging $400, $500, $600 a month, or full service bookkeeping, which some clients will pay $65,000 a year and more. And it'll all start by using the digital document system, Paperless Overnight, on the private label, where we're taking everybody's inbox and putting it onto one master control screen. Now, this master control screen is for one of my businesses, where you can see that I have most of these people work all over the country for me on a part-time basis, but from this one screen I can see everything that's going on. Using paperless gives me 4 big advantages. I'm a 100% paperless business. There's no documents on my desk whatsoever. Paper does not come here except once a month when junk mail arrives, and I sort through that looking for seminars or things of interest. Everything else is paperless. I use this system to track workflow, so I know exactly what's going on in the business. I use this to build an operations and process manual on the fly. That's the flow chart that you just saw, and it's all linked into the document management. And I use the system to access out-of-office labor. Now, what that means is that Kim can work for me from Wyoming, and that Maggie can work for me from home, and that Valerie can work from Atlanta. So out-of-office labor means that we can access people to do small jobs that might only take 2 hours a day or 5 hours, but we can access a lot of specific skilled labor that is not normally available to somebody running an office operation. If we can take our clients paperless, we can help them succeed. And every business is trying to figure out how to increase sales and decrease cost, but there's a bottleneck, and that bottleneck, the single largest one in business, is paper. Shuffling paper adds 25% to your workday, and stacks of paper and lost documents combined with a skills gap are the root cause of most delay and confusion in business, and delay and confusion is what causes bad cash flow. We can really help our clients succeed if we get the chaos out of their lives and their business. And I got to tell you something, your clients are worried. You know, we've been 3 years into this recession, and right now we're hearing a lot of rumblings that the recession is over, but you and I both know the truth that they're worried because they can't see a way out of this into the near future. And a lot of our clients are closer to retirement than college, and they're looking at this business environment. What can I do to turn things around? So what we're going to do is help clients by setting up paperless portals. And that's the topic of today's conversation. How do we do the first step in setting up a paperless overnight client? So what we're going to do here is talk about setting up this document management, and I'm actually going to load paperless overnight right now on the screen. Okay, good. Now I brought up the Lens Live document management, and I'm going to advance our slide one click before I start doing this, because in the paperless overnight system, this is designed that clients can get documents out of their life. Now, all work in a business is associated with a document. If we can control the document flow and the information on it, we can control the work. So all we do is ask clients to dump everything into their system. We hand name it, and what happens is we actually put in all the important categories by pulling the information directly off the document. And we do this by hand on drop-down menus, and the drop-down menus are fed by the data inside the client's accounting software. So when we set up a new client, especially if they're on our full-service system, we want to get a copy of their accounts payable, or their vendor list, and their receivables or customer list, and get that into the system, so that when we type HO, it automatically fills in Home Depot. Or we type WE, it fills in Wells Fargo, but it might lead Wells Fargo account 225, Wells Fargo account 389, that sort of thing, so that the document technician who reads documents can actually name that document successfully and then assign it to the person in that business that's responsible for getting the work done. So let's start, though, first with the basic page, and the basic page is free. You can set up under your private labeled system, you can set up as many red pages as you would like for your clients, and these clients are billed under your umbrella, and they're part of your 1,000 pages a month that are included in your paperless overnight. Now, one of the things we're not going to cover over the course of the year is how to sell paperless or outsourcing. And the reason for that is because I'm going to do the sales for you. Under Plan A, I'm going to actually come to your town, close the sales, walk them in the door, hand them to you. Under Plan B, I'll set the appointments, and you'll be able to go out and make the presentations. When it comes to selling the paperless overnight, we do everything. All you need to do is throw names in the hopper. We'll send them invitations to teleconferences. I'll explain how this works for them. And then if they would like to do this, I will actually set it up for them and make it happen. So right now, on your system, you have a green page, and this is Lynn, so you can see she has a lot of employees, a lot of staff. And if we look under client list, so I'm going across the main page I've already logged in for, client list, we can see that here are the people that she does business with. I'll click on the client name column so it puts them in alphabetical order. And right at the very top, we have a simple red page we set up for an event that we were doing. And I just clicked to open that simple red page up, and you can see this is a very, very basic way to track documents. And this is what most of our clients who we set up for tax returns looks like. And we're going to actually do one of these in just a moment. Now we have a little bit more complicated full service setup for 80/20 accounting. I can see that's the next business right above here. And I'm going to click to the right-hand column, go across the screen, and as a matter of fact, I think I can do something really clever here. Watch this. Oh, yeah, look at that. New features. I'm going to go right across the row, and I have to turn that yellow thing back off or my little clicker won't work. Open up 80-20 accounting. Now in 80-20 accounting, we actually have production, marketing, and finance categories, and there are fewer employees here because our focus today is on paperless and on actually becoming a sales company where we actually sell clients rather than all the training and process engineering work that we used to do. Our real focus today is how are we going to drive clients, and that's what we're talking about. I'm going to be driving a lot of clients to you, so I need on the other side of the coin, we have to be ready to go so we can deliver the services. Okay, so what we want to do today is figure out how to set up a basic website first. So I'm going to go back to Lynn's green page, go to the second selection, Client, and click Add Client. In here, it gives me a place to enter a client ID. Now, the client ID will be whatever you have them listed on in your accounting software or billing software. In this case, let's set up something for a ranching company, and we're going to call this the K-Bar-C Ranch. And that's the way that I've got it signed up or listed in my QuickBooks. And the client name is K-Bar-C Ranch, LLC, and their email address. This is the most common email that we're going to contact with information of whoever the bookkeeper, the owner is, or the individual doing tax returns. And then I want to write in their name. Of course, I'd like to select what kind of client it is. And let's say in this case, all we're doing are tax returns. So it's an annual client. The next thing on the right is the skill pyramid. And the skill pyramid is designed so that we can direct workflow. Now remember, this is our very basic setup that's going to give us a simple page that looks like this. And so in our skill page, on a tax return, the person who does entry-level tax return work here is Deborah. But Deborah's actually not at level 5, so I'm going to jump her up to level 3. And Deborah is the first person that looks at this. Then Brad is the CPA, and I outsource all this to Lynn's company, so Lynn is the person at the top of the chain, the skill set. And then all I've got to do is save and close. When I save and close, it will create a page that looks like this. Now, that's great for a tax client, and you should set these up for every one of your tax clients immediately. If you want to set up a more advanced system, which is what we recommend for all of your clients, then we're going to go into that next. Now, you can do this on your own. You can set up all your tax clients easily this way. And when you do, they're going to receive an email address that you'll find at the when the setup is done. It emails out to the client instantly the access codes, so they know where the URL is and they know what the passcodes are. They can go in and change their password at convenience. At any time you have any problems, you can simply click on changes and request and type in a question to your support, and they'll be happy to answer that immediately. Let's go back here to this basic red page. From here, we'll be able to store tax return documents or one-up workflow documents for a small client. Now, in the future, we'll do additional training on how to manage documents for tax returns. Today's big goal is how do we set up red pages for a client, and that's what I really wanted to demonstrate next, because this is where we're going to be able to get clients to move into paying us for the document management. And so the basic thing is free. Just to cover that again, 1,000 pages. Now let's talk about the client, though, that might want the full service, because what we would like to do is help clients with their production documents, their marketing documents, and their finance documents. Now, we'll start with finance with any new client. As a matter of fact, when I bring clients in on outsourcing the first time, what I explain to them is that we're going to work right down here on paying a bill, entering a bill. The first thing we want to do is accounts payable, then accounts receivable, then we'll move to reconciliations. Each time we do this, we're going to go up the skill chain on using paperless overnight and on using our outsourced services. Now, in this situation, I'm going to be the person that sells this to the client on teleconference. So they'll attend a teleconference and sign up for paperless. As soon as they do, then I'm going to go back into another teleconference with them individually and demonstrate how they can actually start sending work out of the office. And what we do is we explain them, we start with finance, and once we've got finance squared away, then we move to the left-hand column and we start working on marketing. So we start at the bottom right, accounts payable, move up to get all of finance done, then let's start on marketing, and I show them how to start putting their insertion orders or their yellow page ads or their direct mail campaigns into their system. Now, most people want to do websites today, so we show them how to set up their SEO and other tasks that they're going to do to drive clients at the basic level to the top. And let's see if I can
Welcome to GoToWebinar, Web Events Made Easy.
So the next step, once we've done marketing, is then we talk to the client about production. And production might be how do we make the kitchen cabinets or how do we deliver the landscaping service. And the same process starts. But this is something that I do for the client. So we start at the bottom right and move all the way to the top left. And this may take us 3 months to 6 months to get a client fully automated in the system. Now, some clients will stop at finance, and they'll say, this is all I want to do is finance. Well, that's just fine if that's all they want to do, because that'll be enough for us to be able to get the outsourced bookkeeping business. So to set this up for a client, here is what I'll do, but you can do it as well. You have a order form for the full service outsourced bookkeeping client. We sent this to you the other day, but you can download it at any time, and by simply sending support a question, and they'll send you another one. We charge $495 to the small business owner that sets up the full-blown version of the private labeled document management workflow system. And right now we still call it paperless overnight, but we'll call it by the name of your firm when we move forward. And we deliver the service for $97 a week, but we actually bill it at $397 a month, which gives them a little bit of a discount. The first 1,000 pages are free. If they go over 1,000 pages, it's 20 cents. That 20 cents is a revenue stream to your firm. Now, some firms have a lot of collaborative documents like estate tax planning attorneys, and those collaborative documents are charged at a lower rate if they exceed the 1,000 pages that we're actually naming per month. If they're underneath the 1,000, then those collaborative documents are included. And anytime we take on any new client, we guarantee that for 30 days they're going to be totally tickled pink, or we're going to refund 100% of their money back. We also explain to them that they can get backups, because this is very important to businesses. Can I get a backup on my document management? Okay, so that's pretty much the explanation of the order form. Most of the time I'll be the person doing this, or my staff, but if you run into a situation where you want to take an order, go ahead and use this form to get it done. Now, here's what happens when we set up a full service. Valerie, whose picture that you saw at the beginning of the slideshow, will work with you and the client to get an organization chart. And on the organization chart, we're simply going to ask the business to give us the 3 categories of employees, their names, and their emails. Now, I understand that people in a small business, especially if we have 5 employees, everybody does everything. But we have a primary area where they're responsible. And so what we want to do is find the primary area so we can set up the document management system that gives the business owner the platform to grow as they move forward. Then we're going to pull a customer list, and you'll have to do this for us since their relationship with you. If you do not have a relationship with a new document management client, then we'll manage this. We'll take care of this problem, but we're going to pull the customer list in Excel and the vendor list in Excel out of the client's accounting software. Now, you notice that I didn't just say QuickBooks, because some clients don't use QuickBooks, and in this system, especially under the private label, it will make little difference. Now, In our office, everyone's on QuickBooks. That's a choice that we've made, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way if you have clients that are using Timberline or some other process. Now, once Valerie has set up the organization chart on the red page, and she takes care of this for you, and once she's imported the clients, vendors, and customers, then the client and you will receive the URL for accessing their documents. And it'll come as paperlessovernight.net / some number, which will take them right to their particular sign up. They'll also get 4 emails on the full service sign up because we ask the client to actually sort documents between production, marketing, finance, and bookkeeping, which is actually a lot simpler than it sounds because documents are not all bundled up during a normal day. The person that's sending over documents for bookkeeping is usually the office manager. The person that's bundling up documents for marketing is the sales manager, that sort of thing. So it's actually a lot easier than it sounds. So we asked them to do this because we want those documents to go right into the particular red page category where those documents are going to be, where the work is going to be done. And just so that we all remember how this works, when documents come in, they originally start as new files. And after you've logged on, if you send in a document, you log on, you'll look, in 2 to 5 minutes, you'll see the new files show up right here on the purple bar. Then the staff, our document technicians, will determine, is this going to be a bookkeeping document or a marketing document? And then they will assign that document to the person who is responsible for the basic entry of documents into my category. And in this case, in our business, it's actually Deborah, who is the first person that sees all bookkeeping documents coming into 80/20 accounting. She does what she can, what is outside of her skill set or outside of her parameters of responsibility. She delegates up the skill chain to her manager or to the owner of the firm. So what will happen here is we'll set up the red page, and then from our location, we'll take over the training to help the client be able to utilize the delegation magic system. We have separate training just for clients. Okay, then that's the end of today's training class. I told you that they would be quick. We'll try to do something interesting each week. Our entire process, our entire goal of doing this is that utilizing document management will remove 25% of the labor that it requires to get accounting work done. It'll remove the chaos of documents on the desk, work papers spread all over. You'll never lose a document again, and it'll help us help our clients make more profit. Thank you, everybody, for attending, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week on part 2, how paper gets into the paperless system. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.